Hey, I'm Tristan.
I'm Jessica.
She's got a baby on her belly and a backpack, and Ariana's somewhere in the room being wild. She wants to say hello.
Hello.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Woo! All right, so how to survive Thanksgiving on a ketogenic diet. And not only survive, but how can you make the most of it? How can we enjoy this experience and not make it a stressful thing like, oh, I'm gonna break my diet, or have these weird social interactions with people. And Thanksgiving is a week away. Huge deal in the United States. If you're not in the US, you don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
Good point.
All right, so there's Ryder. First things first, we've got a huge list of notes, a bunch of things we want to talk about, but we'll try to keep it quick, keep it succinct, and whittle it down to what's most important. So the first part of this is about the mentality. It's not, maintaining a diet is not about do this, do that, do this, do that. To actually get to the point where you do this, do that, do this, do that, it takes energy, it takes focus, it takes intention. So, what is your intention going into Thanksgiving? That's the first thing we want to ask ourselves. What is your intention? Why are you going to like a Thanksgiving dinner? You want to go see your family, right? Or your friends, your loved ones. That's what most people are doing on Thanksgiving. Going to see their family, going to see their friends. But what is the underlying intention behind that? You want to enjoy their presence, right? You want to enjoy your loved ones. You want to build on your love. You want to improve your relationships if that's possible. You want to enjoy yourself while maintaining your diet, while maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So, first thing we're going to talk about is that perspective, keeping that intention. So what is the last priority? Like, what's of least importance in Thanksgiving? Jessica, we just talked about this.
It would be the food.
The food's the last thing. The food's of least importance on Thanksgiving. Now, anybody who tells you otherwise is just trying to avoid life, right? Like, I mean, if you're so focused on the food, if the food is the one thing that's important to you about Thanksgiving, when you're getting together with your family, your loved ones and friends on this holiday that is called Thanksgiving. It's about gratitude. It's about bounty. It's about celebrating the love that you have. It's not about eating a bunch of food. It's not about that.
And then feeling tired and lethargic afterwards.
Yeah. That's the stereotype. That's the surface. We're not concerned with surfaces here. We want to know about substance. So the substance of Thanksgiving is not food. The substance of Thanksgiving is the love between you, your family, your friends. That's what it's about. So focus on that. That's the first thing. Keep it in perspective. This is not about food. Nobody really cares. Deep down inside, nobody really cares. It doesn't matter to anybody what you eat or how you eat. Now, if you do get into a conversation that becomes awkward, here's how to deal with it. First of all, you got to be comfortable with what you're doing, confident in what you're doing, and enjoying what you're doing. That's what the intention is, right? The intention is to love life. The intention is to enjoy life. The intention is not to impress other people, to coddle other people's illusion.
That's exactly what I was going to try to say. Yeah. You don't have to play into other people's insecurities by trying to make them feel more comfortable with themselves because you take a bite of food and you say, wow, this is so good.
Yeah, nobody really cares. I mean, ultimately, everybody wants to be loved, to be accepted. That's what people want in their relationships with their family. They want to be seen, they want to be loved, they want to be recognized, they want to be accepted. The way you love somebody, the way you really, really love somebody is not coddling their illusions. It's not maintaining their glass bubble for them.
It's connecting with them
not real love.
In that moment through their eyes.
Right through their eyes, through your presence. Yeah. Just being there, being loving, filling yourself up with gratitude. That's what it's about. So if somebody does get a little weird and ask you, oh, why aren't you going to eat my pie? Well, that's the hardest part for some people because in that moment, people will kind of freeze. If you feel like the sense that this person like feels a little bit miffed, or if they say it in a certain way, like, oh, aren't you not going to eat my pie? if you feel like you're getting them an emotional response, and if you have a history with this person for your whole life of like, these relationship interactions and appeasements, then it can feel a little bit weird. But in that moment, remember, it's not about the food, it's about the love. So what is it that's really telling you, you're not going to eat my pie? It's not love. It's a distorted love. It's a love that's being filtered through an insecurity or a fear, or just a program, just like people think, who knows why. But it's probably rooted. And most individuals in this situation, it's rooted in some type of an insecurity. If you are enjoying your life, if you're happy, if you're really in the moment, do you care what other people eat? Do you care? Does it matter to you if your dad eats a piece of cake? If you're lovingly in his presence, you're connecting with him, you're focusing on that love and the truth in that relationship. Do you give a crap if your brother eats some cereal? Do you care what people eat? Yes, you want them to be healthy. Yes, you want them to be happy. You want them to live a long life. But in the end, right here, right now, it doesn't really affect you what people eat. So project that on to your brother, your sister, your loved one, your uncle, your aunt, your niece, whoever it is that might give you a hard time about the food you're eating. First of all, it's not them that you'd be hurting by not eating a bite of this cake. It's just a layer of illusion that's trying to maintain this false sense of comfort at the expense of the truth of the moment, at the expense of the reality of life. So to love somebody, to really love somebody, would it be a loving action to maintain that glass house for them? That glass house that will be broken by somebody else eventually anyways. Is it a loving thing? I don't think so. But breaking it's probably not a loving thing either. You can't
break it.
You don't want to break it. So you accept it. You love them. You don't interact with that layer of it. Don't interact with that insecurity. Interact with the person. Lovingly explain to them. Yeah, I'm doing this wacky diet. I'm doing this crazy diet. I don't eat any sugar, any wheat. It's crazy, right? But hey, I feel good. I'm enjoying it. So there you go. Done. Moment's over. There's so many ways you can handle it. What it really comes down to is you being present, holding on to your intention, and realizing that the food is the last thing that's important here. It's just a distraction. So don't get distracted by it. All right. So there's some theory stuff. I hope that helps some people to deal with those situations. Moving on. What can some people do? What are some things, some steps people can take to ensure that they safely and triumphantly survive this awesome coming together of people and enjoying of the presence of family, friends, and loved ones, and a celebration of bounty and thankfulness, gratitude, gratefulness, thankfultude.
I would say before going into your dinner, be well fed. Eat a nice ketogenic meal ahead of time. Have a good breakfast. Have a good lunch.
Yeah.
And then while you're there, before all the food's served, just drink water. Drink water, feel full.
So go in fed and hydrated. Yeah. Super simple.
Nourished.
Don't skip breakfast. Don't skip lunch. If you're trying to maintain your diet, if you're not trying to eat the cake, not trying to eat the pie, stuff like that, or not trying to eat the sugar and the wheat. Now, there's keto versions of all these things that one could make that could be delicious, that you could share with other people. There's so many keto foods that are nutrient-dense, delicious, and in Thanksgiving, most people, it's usually not a feast prepared by one person. It's usually lots of people bringing food together. So we'll talk about that in a minute and how that can work to your benefit and will work to your benefit. But yeah, go in well fed. Don't fast going in. Don't skip breakfast and lunch. Don't fast the day before thinking that you're going to somehow improve your situation. Be well fed. Be in a good state of mind. Focusing on the right things. And that will help. So you don't want to go in there super hungry. Don't go in there hungry. All right. Next.
Just following up on all those delicious keto meals out there. Bring something that you want to share with your friends and family.
There you go.
Bring something that you can eat, that you enjoy.
This is key. This is super important. Nobody's got to know you're on a diet, but if people are asking about it and you brought this awesome food and you could show them like, hey, check this out, I made this awesome plate, or I made this awesome dessert. Oh yeah, there's no sugar in it, it's low carb. Yeah, you may not like it, I know, I'm on this weird diet, like, but I like it, and I was hoping, I brought this. Bring your own food, cover all the bases, and if you don't bring your own food, you can focus on the protein portion. Right. So usually turkey is like the traditional thing, or some sort of meat. Eat the meat. Eat some green vegetables.
Green beans.
Skip the gravy. Skip the things that have got wheat in it. Skip the dessert. There you go. If you're not going to take the time to prepare food, pretty simple. If there's a feast of turkey or a feast of roast beef or whatever it is you're doing for Thanksgiving, that's just like a pure protein source. Load up on that turkey.
But bringing a delicious meal to share, a delicious dish to share, that shows the diversity of a ketogenic diet, the options, what's available out there. I would imagine as you're looking through recipes, you yourself would get pretty inspired to stay on track because you realize the plethora of very good things out there. Also, it can encourage other people to be more interested in a positive way in what you're doing with your diet because they see what's available.
Yeah, and you're not being a weirdo about it. So, next rule, don't talk about your freaking diet so much. Just shut up about the diet. I was going to ask Jessica, how long after walking in on Thanksgiving should you proclaim to everybody that you are on a ketogenic diet?
Should make a t-shirt.
Right?
I'm on keto.
Right? I don't eat wheat or sugar. Don't get weird about it. Don't be preachy. Don't be a jerk. Understand, people are at different phases. People are in different places. Some people don't need to eat a clean, healthy diet. They can still live long, be healthy, and be vibrant. Me, I do. I gotta eat a good diet, be healthy and vibrant, but some people don't. So, don't be a weirdo. The first rule about keto, do not talk about keto. Just don't talk about it. Don't worry about it. If somebody asks you about it, tell them about it. But
keep it short and sweet.
Don't let that insecurity that they ask you about it. Don't be well, yeah, I do that. Don't do that. Oh yeah. It's cool. I do this low carb thing. Whatever your energy is, whatever way you communicate, lightheartedly, enjoyably, do that. Don't let yourself get all on the defense. Don't be on the defense. You shouldn't be defensive about your diet ever. Doesn't matter what people think. Doesn't matter what you think about other people's diet. So, don't bring up diet. And if other people ask you about it, sure, talk to them about it. And, enjoy the flow of the conversation, the flow of the energy. But, just be yourself. Enjoy people's presence. You're with your family. You're not there to preach to them and change their world, change their life. Enjoy their presence. Don't be preachy. Don't be a weirdo. Just be there. Be accepting. What is something? Be accepting, loving,
confident.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
There you go.
Positive.
Beautiful. All right. So, what else?
I mean, this day is really just one day. Usually, in my family, how we did it, we were just together for the afternoon. We would have a early dinner, late lunch, and then go home at night. And so if you just stay focused for that little window of time, that's all you have to do.
And you just stay focused always.
And then the next day, but the next day you're back in your own space. You have your own food. Yeah. Life goes on.
It's one day. So, That being said, we've set up some strategies to help you survive it. Go in well fed, go in hydrated, keep things in perspective, most important part, and bring food that's keto friendly. Supply food, lovingly offer delicious food to other people, and it's also food that helps you stick with your diet. So, that's what's important. Anything else?
I have a question.
Oh.
What happens if somebody eats something they didn't think they intended to eat?
So if you're just going to break your diet, don't worry about it. If you're not going to stay on keto on Thanksgiving, go in. It's one day. Enjoy the foods. Don't beat yourself up about it. And just move forward. Just go.
That's the key.
So still go in well fed. Even if you're going to break your diet and you're not going to do keto for Thanksgiving dinner.
But there's really no reason you have to.
You don't have to. But if you choose, the other route, Ryder doesn't like that idea. But if you choose the other route, go in well fed, go in hydrated, drink plenty of water before the meal, and just keep it moderate. Enjoy it. Don't go crazy on it. And the next day, you get right back on track. As soon as that meal is done, you're back on track. Yes, you'll get some cravings. Yes, you might feel a little bit down. You might feel a little bit weird. Your digestion might be messed up. But just get back on track. Just go for it. All right.
But keep these things in mind because it just shows how it's not really worth it to break it.
Yeah. So what it really comes down to is focus, confidence in what you're doing, which stems from asking the right questions of yourself. Like, why am I doing this? Then you should always ask these questions. Why? Why would it make me feel uncomfortable if somebody wanted me to eat some food that wasn't on my diet and I didn't want to? Why would that make me feel uncomfortable? There's probably something causing that insecurity. So ask yourself the right questions. Keep the intention in the forefront and enjoy the presence of your loved ones. And focus on what's real. Focus on what's important. It's not all about the food. The food is the least important part of Thanksgiving. So if you want some recipes to help you survive Thanksgiving, if you want some delicious, mostly simple, nutrient-dense, ketogenic recipes, you got to check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook by my lady here, Jessica, and myself. I got an author credit because I wrote some text for it. But she did 137 recipes. She gives me an author. I don't know. So check that out. Are there any recipes that come to mind? I know I like the maca fudge brownie. So freaking good. The maca fudge brownie. That recipe is actually available for free also. We put that recipe in the maca, the Andean adaptogen, which is a free ebook available on our website. So that's a recipe that's in there and in the cookbook.
There's dessert recipes in both of those books. So you have ample selection. There you go. There's an entire vegetable section. You have plenty of sides, appetizers, hors d'oeuvres you could choose from out of our cookbook. There's dips and snacks. There's vegetable chips you could make, hummus, tzatziki, all kinds of hors d'oeuvres that are very keto friendly.
Sorry, I'm just breathing deep, guys. Probably look like a weirdo. Yeah, get down, check out the freaking recipe book. It's awesome.
There's potato recipes replaced with cauliflower.
There you go.
You
cauliflower.
There's a lot of traditional recipes. Ketofied.
Yeah, so check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. It's $20 on our website. Took over a year to make, using all nutrient-dense, high-quality ingredients, and it's made in our humble little kitchen here in the Andes of Ecuador. So no matter where you live, you can make all the recipes in this book. We're not using a bunch of fancy ingredients. You can find all this stuff on at your grocery store, on Amazon. So yeah, check out the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. And
have a good Thanksgiving.
Have a good Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy it. Focus on what's real and what's important, not on the distractions like the food. Bye, guys.